Okay, so I already kind of went over everything, but I wasn't recording, and I thought I was. So basically, we have the new MP7. Just a quick little run over everything. We have a new MP7, which is really cool. There's a new helicopter in the game. It's basically the exact same helicopter as what the enemies use. We have two new variants of the same handgun. I prefer this one because you can actually put a sight on it. This one just is iron sights, which I think is still cool in its own way. But I think that the one with the sight is going to be the one that I run the most. There's a new variant of the M9A1. Um, I do not plan on using this in the video because it has the identical stats to the other M9. The M45 is basically a 1911. You can't change the camo, so you're stuck in this desert tan area. Um, Basically, that is it. There's a new helmet which I'm currently running. It looks fairly identical to the Sentinel helmet, or not the Sentinel, the Intel Ballistics. I actually think I like this helmet more. I don't know. I don't know which one I like more. That's actually an interesting question. Also, this is the new content creator patch. If you haven't seen that, I will go back to it in just a second because I don't want to run it. So it's this smile you're on camera. I think this is a really cool idea for the content creator patch. When I released the video that I was working on before this came out, you'll see that I couldn't actually show the content creator patch before. Now I can, so you'll be able to see that, and I'll make sure to change it in the editing because I haven't finished it yet, so I'll change it in the editing and put it in. This is the content creator patch. You may notice that you have it right now, and that is simply a bug that the devs, or a mistake the devs made. So don't expect to have it for long. Enjoy it while you can, I guess. It's a really nice. It's actually a really nice patch in my opinion. So yeah, we're just gonna do that. We have the MP7. We're gonna test out the MP7. We're gonna test out both new handguns. So we're gonna test out the. It's basically, so one variant of the handgun is a P226. The other one is a variant of the Colt 1911, which is something that people have wanted in the game for a while. I don't really care for it. I never thought that it would actually be put into the game anyway. But we're just gonna have to see how that performs. Right now, I believe we're testing out the M45 after we test out the MP7. But I do want to get a baseline on the MP7 first because I think that the MP7, at least one of the two variants, might be a viable option for zombies in the future, which could be really interesting to see how we're gonna use it in the future. Nobody came this way. Wow. Okay. But just because I'm curious, has a really fast fire rate, like almost zero recoil, very similar to the other MP7 that we have in the game. I believe it's the MP7A1. But I want to test it out, test the damage. It does 80 to a head, so per headshot is 80 damage. I want to test it out because I'm not sure how fast that'll be in combat, but you never really know. You just have to test it out and see how it works as you go along. But dude, I can't see anybody. The recoil on this gun isn't terrible. It also sounds similar to a couple of handguns that we already have in the game, unsuppressed. So it's just a question of whether, yeah, I don't know, man. By the way, I don't know if this is actually tofu in my game. Okay, it shreds. It shreds. I can confirm the gun shreds. I don't believe this is actually tofu, like the YouTuber tofu. I haven't seen that guy in years, by the way. But if it is, that'd actually be kind of cool. I don't think it is, though. This guy's looking at the server racks, being Indian. Alright. Let's move on to the next game and figure out how the M45 performs. And then we're going to talk about some AI stuff that they changed. I want to go raid a base and see how easy it is to raid a base. In my next video, um, I'm talking about how AI is super hard. That's not the whole point of the video, but it's one of the sub points of the video, and I don't know if I can take it out or not now, because if it's super easy now, then obviously I want to take that part out, because I don't know. I need to look at how it performs now, how the AI performs now compared to the last update. So yeah, we're gonna see how that whole thing works out. I don't really like the iron sights on this gun. I think they're a little too compact, but I'm gonna test them out anyway, just because. I was gonna take my spot there. Okay, one shot to the head. One shot to the head. I actually like this gun. I actually really like this gun for some reason. New favorite secondary? Because I think this gun plays really well. 2 people on their team left too. That sucks. I actually looked down at my phone for a second, so I didn't see that guy. But if I did, he would have been fucked. The G36, by the way, one of the best guns in the game, still, in my opinion. It's not as popular of a gun, but it is a really fun gun to use. Again, we're going to stick with the M45. I want to see how many kills I can get with it in this round, even though there's only 3 people on the other team. By the way, quick little heads up. If you're a team member and you die, don't leave. Don't leave your team. Because it just makes it less fun for everybody. And nobody likes less fun. Okay. Okay. Hey, I got a couple body shots in on him. And I got credited with the kill, so I'll take it. But, I mean, like, I don't know. I'm just trying to... Oh my god, dude, we're using a sniper. I'm trying to test out the M45. I'm going to test out the other handgun in just a minute when this game is over. And then after that, we're going to test out AI, because those are really the main big changes. I'll also show you the helicopter that they added, which is just the enemy helicopter. But now players can buy it, which in my opinion is kind of stupid. I think that having an enemy exclusive helicopter is fun, because then it's like only the enemies have these helicopters, and if you want to drive them, you have to eliminate the enemies or whatever. And I think that that's the way that it should be. But, you know, obviously they didn't do that, so I didn't one-tap that kid? Okay. I don't like the recoil on the gun. At close ranges, I think it's okay, but at further ranges, at like where I was just then, I don't like it. There's another guy, bro. Oh my god. My teammate, dude. My teammates sometimes just never fail to disappoint me in every way, shape, and form. This gun shreds, by the way. The MP7 absolutely shreds. This gun, however, I'm not a big fan of right now. I was a fan for the first part. Now I'm not. I also think that maybe the muzzle blast is a little bit too much for me. This guy's laying down. Check this out. What? Am I the only one who's tripping on that? Because I guarantee you I fucked that guy up. Okay, whatever. M45, it's like a 3 out of 10. I don't like it. I really don't like it. I shot him in the head. Or I shot him a couple times. It doesn't matter where. I just shot him a couple times, and bro did not die. So, you know, we're just going to have to... We're going to have to rate it a 3 or a 4 out of 10. I don't like it. And my teammate's selling. My teammates are actually selling, dude. I'm using just a handgun, and I'm doing better than 3 of our teammates, which is always nice. I'm also using a shitty handgun, by the way. I don't like this gun. Just not my playstyle. So, I don't know. Oh my god, get one tap, kid. There's a planter box back here. I can't vault that, dude. That's stupid. Dude. This is gay. Also, something to quickly mention is that they, what did this kid, 15 and 2, dude, that's insane. Something to mention is that they added some new RGE props. They added the bicycle props, or actually no, the desk one and bicycle props were rescaled. FX has been renamed to miscellaneous. Added lettering props for A through Z in lowercase, capital, and then 0 through 9 in numbers. They added the ads from Tokyo and structural designs, which is really cool. That's something I've wanted for a while, actually. Then they added 5 headwear props, so I'm going to guess helmets or hats or boonie hats or whatever. They added a smoke grenade prop, 2 new light props, and a weapon pegboard and pegs for it. Also, another thing to quickly mention is that they updated the cover image on Roblox. I just disconnected from the server for some reason, so I just have to restart my game. Hopefully that's the case, and hopefully it's not because my Wi-Fi is going down, which could be one of the issues. They did not change the intro screen, which is something that I thought they might do, but they didn't. Okay, we're gonna go test out the new SIG P226 because that's basically what it is, and then I'm gonna go test out the AI behavior now because things might be a little different. They also nerfed AA so that Kozlovka, Pushkino, and Depot are safe from AA. So if you're flying over there, you will be perfectly fine from AA. So don't worry about that anymore. Everything else in this update is really just like vest stuff. They added new pouches, some headsets, some lights. You know, like there's not much that was really added as far as everything else. Just really some new guns was the main feature. Do they have 3 AFK teammates? Okay, I did not know he was laying down. This gun I like because it has a sight, and also it has low recoil, and you can't actually see the muzzle blast like you can on the M45. I don't know. I still haven't really used this gun, so I want to test it out more. But okay, nice little one tap for the boys. Okay, we're really cleaning these guys out here. How did this guy get on top? Like, what the fuck? Oh. I don't know what this guy was doing. He was just staring at him the whole time. Also, 21 round mag is very nice. It makes things really easy. So, that is also a big upside to this handgun. I'm also just a big fan of the P226. Like, whenever I see it in movies or whatever, it's always a gun that I enjoy seeing. Because I think it looks kind of cool. In my personal endeavors. Okay, I miss. If I had, I was dead upon shot registration there. So, if it registered, we would have been okay. Also, I think that this update is a solid foundation for zombie mode in the future. Hopefully, with the next update, that's my hope, is that the next update will be zombies. But this is a solid foundation because we add new handguns, a new submachine gun, which could definitely be used in zombie mode. Um, there's a lot of things that um, we we get because of this update that sets up for things in the future. Okay, so we're back. We're in open world right now, and we're gonna go fly off to a base, and hopefully we're gonna see some of the new AI changes. They have mentioned that they temporarily removed all scoped rifleman variants from Ronograd, so there's no snipers in Ronograd right now, which is a little interesting. Um, Returned accuracy of most enemies, so they are accurate again. However, now they have lowered the vision distance of some units. RPG units no longer use cover, so they're always out in the open. Lowered ranges of static AA at fort and naval, so the FOB, Kozlovka, Depot, and Pushkino are now safe airspace. And they also said, please note that AI accuracy increases when they have LOS on you and cooldowns over time. And cools down over time. So I don't know what LOS means. I believe it's like the spotting bar that pops up when you are getting spotted. But I'm going to fly off to Ronograd because I want to see how drastically it's changed from the update. Because before, you couldn't do anything. Like, you would kill like 2 guys, and then the whole base would be absolutely crawling with enemies. And there was just nothing you could do. But if they've removed scope variants of guys, it might be interesting to see how that has changed. Um, I always take this way to Ronograd because it keeps you safe from the AA. But just know that you're flying in a valley, so your flying skills do have to be not on point, but certainly brushed up on. Like here, you don't want to hit the mountain, but you also don't want to run into the trees, so just be mindful of that. Little rough of a landing, but it's okay. Whatever gets the job done. I always run up here too, so I always run up this mountain. There's 86 op 4, which is actually normal. I would have figured that they wouldn't have removed, by removing the scope variants, they wouldn't replace them, but I guess they did replace them with other units. Now, if you stand up here, I want to see what happens if you just stand at the top of this rock, because normally you get spotted by like 80 different guys, but just to see, we're gonna stand up at the top where everyone can see me, and we're gonna see who spots me and who doesn't. Like, I usually stand right up here. Okay, only 3 people spot me. And then if I stand up again, okay. They say it cools down over time, which I can see, actually. I can see that cooling down over time process live as it's happening. Okay, they said they removed scope variant rifles from Ronograd, but that was a sniper I just killed. Okay, so it's still about the same. You can only kill so many guys before you end up raiding the place. And I didn't grab any extra mags or bandages or anything, so we're just gonna die. But basically, it's fairly similar to as it was before. There's just not much you can do. Also, while we're here, I guess I'll show you the new RGE props and also the new helicopter. We'll show off the helicopter first. That way you guys can get an idea. It's just basically the enemy helicopter. So the Russian helicopters that they fly, that is the enemy helicopter. It's this one. It's literally the exact same helicopter, but now we can buy it. There's a fast roping system that you can put on. There's a radar. I don't know what the radar does. That actually be kind of... Oh! They added countermeasures. Okay, they added countermeasures, which is really cool. There's a pylon. I don't know what the pylon is. Armor plating, intake cover, um, door, stair only. Okay, I don't know what this entails. 20 grand is insane. Okay, they also have a couple different variants. I won't be buying this. But I do want to go to this. Okay, I actually don't have the fries bar on this, which is interesting. I will be buying that. Do we have countermeasures? No countermeasures on this. Maybe that's the only thing with countermeasures, because it's actually new to the game. Yeah, it looks like it, which is okay. I'm okay with that. Okay, let's go to RGE here, and let's get ourselves a studio camera here, and let's just go right here for the shits and giggles. Asset browser, prefab. So this is now okay. So these are the decal blocks. This one is ooh la la, ooh la la. I'm just kidding. It looks like they haven't actually added the decals themselves. They just added the back pieces. Oh, they did add the decals. Okay. So the decals are added. You kind of just have to shift or sift through them and kind of see what you like the most. I feel like this could be like a propaganda item here, like a propaganda poster. I feel like that could be used in that way, which is kind of cool. I want to see what this one is. That's a ninja. See what this one is. Some Japanese Hong Kong bullshit. More Japanese Hong Kong bullshit. I do like the decals on these. I've always wanted the decals in RGE because I think that the decals look really cool. So like, why would we not have them? Plus, I mean, like that looks cool. Like, tell me that doesn't look cool. Oh, also, I like that little Easter egg there. If you look at his shirt, it says "Go Mountain." For those new players to this game, Mountain Base used to be the #1 spot to go. Well, actually, it wasn't, but all the noobs thought it was. So that's why, if you ever see "Go Mountain," that's what it's referring to. I believe we've been over every single one. There's things like stains, trash, papers, worn. Like, there's all kinds of stuff there. If we go to, there's also lettering props right here. Okay, so there's lettering for every single letter, lowercase and uppercase. There's also numbers, which I think is kind of cool. Um, that's the decal blocks. The FX, obviously we have fire and smoke emitter. Those are the only two FX that we have. They added headwear props. So let's go here to props. I would assume it's in equipment, because why wouldn't it be? Okay, so there's glasses here. They have a hat. They have some helmets. Another hat. That's a laptop. Some backpacks. Those are already there. Okay. Not much was added. Really, I mean, that's it. They added a smoke grenade, but I mean, like, I actually wonder where that is, because I did see that. Here it is. It's an M83. That's interesting, I guess. 2 new light props. I don't know what the new lights would be, because I don't use RGE all that much. Surprisingly, I don't use it. But I know that other people do, so I'm not gonna dog on it. I just don't have any practical use for it right now, at least. I think adding the foodstuffs thing is a really good idea. I just hope that it's expanded more, so there's like fruit and things like that. But other than that, I think that's really it that was added in open world. Like there wasn't a lot that was added to open world. It was just kind of a couple of changes. Also, the boonie hats are now a headset compatible, which is kind of cool. I'm gonna test that on one of my test account or test loadouts here. What does it say? It says adjusted boonie hats to be headset compatible. Okay, well let's throw a headset on and see how compatible it is. Okay, so I think before they would probably just stick out above. Did they do that for the baseball cap too? No, they didn't. But that actually does make sense. I like how that baseball cap looks. I'm just gonna make a super CAG guy here. Because why the fuck not? I would love to change the camo on this, but apparently I'm not able to. Anyway, that's really it. You can actually sort items by manufacturing now as well. So if I go to guns here, we can go right here. Oh wait, no, manufacturers here. So we have MVK, which are those two rifles, the shotgun. Oh, actually, those aren't manufacturer. Stallion Canada. There's nothing. Oh wait, it's because okay. C7 Stallion Defense. We have the three main M4/M16 stuff. MP9. AT Arms. We have the Armis Legres. This is actually kind of cool. I believe they added the suppressor back too. Yes, they did. Cool. They added a suppressor back to the Scar H. So for those of you who like the Scar H, like me, we can actually use this gun again in open world. It was one of my favorite guns way back, and now it's actually back, and I can't believe it because this was one of the best guns for open world for a while. And then they took away the suppressor, and I was like, no, don't do that. And then they did it anyway, and then I got mad. But now we have the Scar 17 or the Scar H back. So yeah, I mean, that's really everything that we've been over that we can go over. There's not much else to talk about. I mean, there's patches and not patches. There's pouches to go over and stuff. Like if we go to vest rig, we get this. We can look at some of the other pouches that have been added. There's utility pouch, probably just a side thing. Trauma kit. There's a medical pouch. They added tourniquets, which is actually kind of cool. I've always been a fan of like having tourniquets in kits. Those are kind of cool. Like this is the 100-round saw pouch. For those asking me if I think that the saw will be in the game, I have no clue. I've not been informed of anything like that. So if it is in the game, great. I mean, I don't have a specific use for it, but if somebody else does, then cool, I guess. Like I don't really care. If the saw is added in the game, obviously I will test it for you guys, and I will make sure that it's like worthy to use. Otherwise, there's just not much else I could do other than that. If it's added, it's added. If it's not, it's not. I won't be mad. There are some people who will be mad though. But yeah, that basically wraps it all up. I don't think there's anything else I can go over here. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Join my Discord, link down in the description. Also join the Platinum 5 Discord, link will also be down in the description. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.